Hello everyone, it is Wizaldo or Wesley, and today I've got a bit of a Thanksgiving special cooking up for you. Now today I'm going to be playing Chopper just because it's an animal deck. Really serves a good purpose in this meta of being a little more aggressive, so I might actually be able to get a win on this deck. But I'm going to hop through the deck list really quick. But before I do that, if you are going to just be here for the deck list, I really do hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing once I hit 1,000 subscribers. I will be doing a face reveal and start using my face for content from then on. Alright, in my personal opinion, you cannot do Thanksgiving without a turkey. We got Karu as the turkey. Really good animal body for one cost. Playable off of a lot of these other cards in the deck, but serves a good purpose. Starter deck one. Use it while you can. Next up, another thing you can't do Thanksgiving without is Sanji, the chef. We need somebody to cook up all this food. So we get Sanji, who is going to serve as a 2K and also a way to end the game with one of the choppers or the Luffy in this deck. Now, the best part of Thanksgiving, everyone's favorite, is the dessert. We got Chopper here with a little bit of dessert, some cotton candy. Also going to serve as another body that you can use in this deck. Going to use this Chopper here to fill up the board, fill up your plate with animals. It's going to play a 4,000 or less animal out from your deck rested. Solid card for this deck. It's going to serve its purpose really well. Also got that hiking bear, that guy who needs a cane to walk, your grandpa or grandma. Everyone's favorite, a solid 2K, can help buff up your board and swing at the same time when buffed up a bit. In my opinion, a variety of meat is needed on Thanksgiving, so we got this Robson to represent the beef. A little bit of prime rib on Thanksgiving can go a long way to make it a amazing feast. This Robson is also going to serve as a rush character, being really strong at pumping up the aggression in the early to mid game, so that's why it's in the deck. Next up is everyone's favorite grandparent, who's a little kooky, a little weird, maybe not all there, Dr. Hyrulik. It's going to be a 2K for the deck and also serve as a way to pump up your Tony choppers that are on the board. Next up, it's not a good Thanksgiving unless you're eating a ton. And who else can eat a ton is Monkey D. Luffy. This boy can eat. He serves as a great card to rush in at your opponent, play on curve if you can, bump up the aggression on the board. Solid card all around. It's one of the only bricks in the deck other than this 3-cost Tony chopper, and it feels really good in the deck. Also serves as a character who can swing off of Sanji and things like that. Next up, in my opinion, now this might be controversial, is Gaimon. Because he looks like broccoli, you need to eat your greens on Thanksgiving. Even if it's just a little bit, might be a little controversial. Can't be all mashed potatoes, gravy, and meat on that plate. Gotta get some greens. I'm a big fan of greens if they're done well. And a little callback to your greens are gonna be Gaimon. Even though he's not super usable on the deck, needed to put him in for Thanksgiving because every plate needs a little bit. Also going to have this Tony chopper who can restand himself to go in for seconds at the end of his turn. Got to have that second plate. It's not Thanksgiving unless you get seconds, in my opinion. Rounding out the family in the deck is Gyukimaru, that weird uncle who gets a little political maybe at Thanksgiving. Nobody really talks about him. A little bit belligerent. Not always fun to be around maybe, but solid card for the deck. If you have 3 or more attached dons, which you can do off of leader, he can rest a 6 or less when attacking, and he also can stick to the board really well just because it cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects if it is set as active. Rounding out the characters, we got Chopper Man, that cool cousin who always makes Thanksgiving a little bit more enjoyable, also keeps the board pretty full, and is able to get the effect of Hyrulik just because of that first line on his card. It's going to play a 3 or less animal from your hand, and it can be a chopper. So really solid card for filling up the board, especially because you can play this chopper off of it. Now, my Thanksgivings can get a little bit rowdy, can get a little bit aggressive. Just because everybody wants some of that food, you're going to need to guard your plate. You're going to need to run guard point. This card is going to give you a 3K counter if you leave 1 don up, and is usable throughout the game. So if you are playing into another aggressive deck, you can use it early and try and scale into the mid game better than your opponent. Or you can use it late game to protect your life as you are trying to end out those games. Now, like I said before, if this is just a video you're watching for the deck list to have fun, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are going to click off, please consider giving the video a like if you like this kind of content, subscribing if you really want to see more, Anyways, for those who are going to stay, I'm going to hop into some gameplay now, see if I can win on the deck, see if it's any good. All right, this will be an interesting one because it's kind of like Emu where I'm playing on a timer. I am going to go first just because it is my preferred curve. I'm going to mulligan that just because that feels rough. I'll play Gaimon just to have a turn 1 play. Honestly, the Gaimons might be better sitting in hand as counter, but hopefully I can see a Chopper out of my deck this turn. Nope, just a Hyrulic. I think I will play the Robsum, but then I'll just swing 5 at life. Alright, and they swing 7 at me. I just take this. Seeing a lot of 2Ks, unfortunately. I think I just swing aggressive. I'll go 5 and then 2 6s. Get my opponent down low really early. It's going to be very advantageous for me, especially if I can see a Sanji. All right, and we see a Buggy, which means that at most they could play they're ramping real fast though. So they hit 10 this turn. I'm in danger. I take this hit. I'll Chopper into another Chopper, I think. Grab the blocker Chopper and play it over the Gaimon. Then I will go like this, I guess. There's one there. 7 at life. Hopefully these 2 7s can get me a lot of cards or a life here. Alright, and next turn maybe I'll be able to get a life and then set up to go for game. I'm going to counter out of this one. I don't want to... I'll try to Hyrulic just because I have another one. But Hyrulic is going to be my main way for ending the game here. Ooh. Okay. See the angle. So I'm going to drop the Hyrulic over the Robsum. And then all of my choppers are going to be +1. I'll start with a 7 at leader. Then I will do another 7 at leader. Alright, and then we'll get us another 7. And then I will, like this. So this chopper now is a 6. And that's game. Holy moly. Did that take a while? I will be honest, I think I played like 6 games on this deck. It is kind of horrible, but it is really fun to play. I'm gonna go do the deck reflection, talk a little bit more about it. All right, here to do the deck reflection. I already changed it off video a little bit just because I thought it could use a little bit more of an even curve, because one of the ways you're gonna win into Emu is to take the second turn, and not having a turn 1 play while you're playing aggro can feel really, really rough. So I threw in these Momus, really good body, just because if you do attach the 1 onto it, it is going to be a 5k swing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these kind of joke decks that are gonna challenge me in new ways. They're gonna be harder to play, sort of like a challenge. I would love to start doing challenges in the One Piece card game just because it makes it so I have to play better, play smarter, and it removes that deck building aspect of my deck can carry me. One of the things about today that I said at the end of my game that I played and won was it took me 6 games to win, and I think if my fundamentals were better, that I could probably win a little more often on this deck. And I think the game went really well, but challenges and making decks that are going to be harder to pilot is going to be one way to improve at the game for me, because the point of this channel when I started it was to improve my gameplay for Nationals. I do think I am going to make this a Road to Nationals video because it is a really fun concept of playing a more difficult deck to try and win games to improve your fundamentals. If you guys have any ideas on what you would change with the deck, maybe a character you could put in or a part of Thanksgiving that I messed up or I missed. I know I didn't really put in any mashed potatoes. Maybe Robsum could be mashed potatoes or something like that. Let me know in the comments. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did like it, please give it a like. If you want to support the channel, help me hit 1,000 subscribers so I can do a face reveal. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, like I said, with any feedback, anything you'd change. Not necessarily to make it a better deck, but to make it a more interesting deck for the Thanksgiving theme. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really do hope to see you in the next one. I am having a blast making this kind of video.